Relationship is a compromise. Made a fool with a perfect price. Unstable like a waving flag. You know the place where they go. So many people they pray, yeah, yeah, to justify their hidden pain. Yeah. But you can't take the love out of the way. Yes, I know. Now so we they go. If you dey find it, woman, pretty woman, that perfect woman we go dey by your side. That God-fearing woman, that kind of woman, God, go build it yourself. If you dey find it, woman, pretty woman, that perfect woman we go dey by your side. That God-fearing woman, that kind of woman, God, go build it yourself. Cause nobody's perfect. Oh yeah. Nobody's perfect. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Nobody's perfect. You know where they go. You didn't find a perfect wife. Searching for the perfect one. The life you live is it a perfect life? You know the place where they go. Can't believe my eyes could see the day I found my missing ring. She invested her best in me. Yes, I know. Now so we they grow. If you didn't find it, woman, pretty woman, that perfect woman we go there by your side. That God-fearing woman, that kind of woman, God, go build it yourself. If you didn't find it, woman, pretty woman, that perfect woman we go there by your side. That God-fearing woman, that kind of woman, God, go build it yourself. Cause nobody's perfect. Oh yeah. Nobody's perfect. Oh yeah. Relationship compromise. Made a fool with a perfect price. Unstable like a waving flag. You know the place where they go. So many people they pray.
Oh yeah? No, but not.
Exactly.
All right.
But you can't take the love out of the way.
Hello, hello, hello. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm back. Do you miss me? Your one and only chat with Miss D, and I am here with some lovely guests. Somebody you might know, and then I have a new fellow who's new in Jersey Radio, but it's not new in Finland. So let's welcome our guest, Minia. What's up, baby? How you doing?
Hello, hello. I'm good. How are you? I'm happy to be here.
I'm so really honored for you to be here. You live all the way in Tampere. When I called you, you pull up.
Yes, I
So
do.
I really appreciate it.
When you call, I gotta pull up.
Thank you. Thank you for coming.
Anything for you.
So Minia, so what's up? Today we're gonna talk about a very important topic, which is toxic friendship.
Yes.
How important that topic is for you?
I'd say pretty important. I've had my fair share of toxic relationships of many types throughout the years. So I have some experience, and I hope I can share something that will resonate with some others as well.
Oh, yes. So please stay tuned for that. Without further introduction, let me introduce our brother, Jabari. Is this Jabari? It's
Yes,
Jabari.
that's
So
it.
Jabari is all in from United States.
Mhm.
Jabari, what's popping?
Hey, how you doing? I'm glad to be here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you came. It's been a minute since I've been wanting to come here. So I'm always like, can he? Can he? But finally he made it. So
Yes.
I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
So for those who don't know you, can you give a little background of who you are and you know?
Well, my name is Jabari Harris.
Yeah.
But these days I go by Safari Bari.
Yes,
That's
Safari
kind of my
Barry. That's
stage
true.
name.
Yeah.
I've been living in Finland since 2014.
Oh.
I originally came as a professional athlete,
Yeah.
and now I make music.
And-
So I'm kind of a jack of all trades out here. These
He is
days.
definitely a jack of all trades, ladies. If you haven't followed him, please follow him on Safari.
Yeah, Safari Bari.
Safari Bar on Instagram. You're gonna see how dope he is. So yes, guys. Minia was just saying that she has some experience about this toxic friendship. What about you? Should I
Absolutely.
say Barry or Jabari? How should I call
Barry
it?
is
Barry,
fine.
okay.
Like, yeah, most people that
Yeah.
I'm really close with, they just say Barry.
Barry, yeah, because I
Smooth.
call you Barry also, but I think I wanted to be a professional somehow. So yeah, talk to me. Friends,
Yeah,
toxic friendship. We all have it. We all have our own share. But the reason why I wanted your opinion because I wanted a male point of view. Males are always dismissive about, you know what I mean? Like they don't take anything serious. If you know what I mean.
yeah.
So when it comes to friendship, I know men deal with different kind of emotions, and I know there's a lot of, you guys have your own ways of dealing with toxic friendship, and we females, you know what's up, you know how we do.
Yeah, I
So
know.
I kind of wanted to hear both, female and a male perspective of, how what is a toxic friendship and the definition of it and all that good stuff. So before we go and start this conversation, let's hear some music. Joe is somewhere there listening to us. Joe, if you're listening, please, I need you back in the studio. Thank you.
See, I told you it would.
Yeah, he's coming. Oops.
Our good brother Joe.
Yeah. Okay. So, guys, the music is not playing. It's time for us to tap into our topic. First of all, I would like to hear your own definition of it. What is a toxic friend?
Are you
Ladies
asking me?
first.
Okay.
Ladies first, always.
I think it's just it can be. Joe's back. Should I wait until he does some magic over here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go on.
Okay.
Joe, the mic not on.
And
Okay.
your voice is cutting a bit.
It's
in
cutting,
mine.
right?
Yeah,
I can hear. Yeah. It's normally very deep. And can you hear yourself?
I can. Yeah,
Okay.
but yours is cutting.
Hello.
You good to go?
All right. Let's listen to the producer. He said, "I'm good to go." So, yeah, you were saying.
What would a
Girl,
life
back
be
me
without
good and a black
some
China.
technical
Tell
issues?
me a figure, me say me get stamina. Yeah.
All right. So how should I flow the music? All right. Sorry, Minia, for the interruption.
No, it's fine.
As you
Totally
were
fine.
saying, we all have our own share of toxic friendship.
Yes, we do.
Yeah. So what's your definition of a toxic friend?
Yeah, so I was about to say that I think there can be many different kinds of situations, and there's not just one type of a toxic friendship or relationship, but I just think it's one where, from my experience, it's one where the power dynamic is sort of off,
Mm-hmm.
and you feel like one party is playing some sort of power games with you,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's about they need something from you and they're just keeping you around for that,
Yeah.
and whenever it's convenient for them or they need you, then they're there.
That part.
But once you need something, they might not be there,
Yes.
or be busy or doing something else, or then it's just a matter of somebody wanting to control you and own you, just like in a romantic relationship. I think that might be more often the case, but it can also be that way in friendships.
In friendship, that's true.
So I think that's like the gist of it that I can say at this moment.
Yeah. I think we can all agree with you. What do you think about it, Barry? Do you agree with what she's saying?
Yeah,
And do you have anything to add on it?
absolutely.
Yeah.
I agree with what she was saying, and for me, a toxic friendship is having friends that don't also respect your boundaries
Yes,
and expect
true.
your values. Because you have a lot of people, they'll know what you stand for,
mm,
but they are very comfortable trying to get you to go against what you stand for.
mm.
And they are also making you feel like you're not a good friend to them. So,
Because you set your boundaries.
yes.
Yes.
That's a very good point. Very good point.
Listen out there. If you're listening, please, I hope you take notes. They just made a very, very great, valid point. You know what a toxic friend is and the definition of that. But if you want to hear what Google say, you better go and Google that what a toxic friendship is. But
Yeah,
it's a-
Wikipedia might have a different opinion.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
But so overall, what's the toxic definition of a toxic friendship? I wrote here that a toxic friendship, you never feel, they never support you or compassionate about anything that you do. They really minimize you about, basically, especially when you're trying to get on your grind and they see that you're,
Mm-hmm.
doing something.
Mm-hmm. They don't want to support
They
you.
don't.
'cause
They don't
get
want to
jealous.
support you.
Yeah.
And that's something that we're gonna talk about very soon. Jealousy is real in a friendship.
Mhm.
That's something that I really, really want to like us to start from because a toxicness starts from jealousy, hatred. Like when you don't feel good about yourself, hurts people, hurts other people. So
That's
basically,
true.
yeah. So because if you're doing good and I'm feeling good, I would love to support what he's doing.
Mhm.
But if I see that you guys are my friend and you guys are doing so amazing and I'm here stuck
Yeah.
doing nothing,
Exactly.
instead of me to be like cheerful for you guys, I want to put that anger, that hatred on you guys
Mhm.
to make you guys feel some type of way.
Mhm.
And that's to me it's toxicness.
Very.
Yeah. So when I talk about jealousy, I kind of want us to tap on that. Like, have you experienced that in your friend groups? And if so, how did you guys deal with that?
I think I have,
Mm.
and I have only realized it like in hindsight.
Mm.
I think in the moment I
Mm.
was never really seeing that was the case. I was
Mhm.
always wondering what the heck is going on,
Mm.
and then afterwards, my other friends would tell me like, "Hey, I think they're jealous of you because X, Y, and Z."
Mm.
And then when I analyzed it, I have realized that is probably the case. But I never really saw it happening because I didn't feel like I was anywhere yet to be in that position that somebody would have to be jealous of where I am.
Yes.
Because I feel like I'm nowhere yet where I need to be.
That's it.
Of course, I'm on my way there,
Yeah.
and I might be further in some sense than some other people,
Mm.
but I'm not a jealous person myself, so I don't recognize it easily when it happens.
Mm.
But afterwards, I'm pretty sure I've had friends who are jealous of me in many ways. Yeah.
Yeah, but you just said a very key factor when you said that where you want to be, why they should be jealous of you.
Yeah.
But do you know that just by being you,
Mm-hmm.
your awesome personality itself, because when you go walk in the room, you stand out.
Thank you.
That's no, for real. Let's keep it real. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Some people just have it.
that's true.
You can have everything, the money, the looks, whatever, but nobody can be Beyonce
Mhm.
and nobody
Right.
can be you know what I mean? So
Mhm.
sometimes we all have that light in us,
Mhm.
like no matter wherever you go, you're
Mhm.
gonna have that light on you.
Mhm.
And some of those friends know that
Mhm.
about you, and that's what it, because for me jealousy is not about materialistic stuff, for real.
Right.
If we
Yeah,
can,
it's
yeah,
necessarily not.
jealousy is something that you have that we take for granted. Like, for example, we smile a lot, and we are very positive people, and some people would like to be like that, but they just can't.
Mm.
That is just something for me. If I see that you're doing good, I would love to ask, hey, how you doing this? Can you show me the ways? Because I want to learn.
Mhm.
But if I just want to see what you're doing and trying to do it on the low, like, 'cause
Mhm.
I'm trying to compete with you. I'm trying to show
Yeah.
you like I'll be a better version. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Mhm.
That is where all that jealousy and toxicness from, because
Yeah, and I guess some people can't admit to themselves that they are not where they want to be yet, and they don't want to ask you for advice or for your opinion, because then they would kind of reveal that they are nowhere yet. It's that kind of like a thing where you feel the need to hide that
exactly
you're not where you want to be, so you
Exactly.
just rather put them down than show openly that, hey, I'm looking up to this person and I want their advice.
exactly.
And
Now-
for me,
yeah.
that's like the part that's toxic, because if we're friends,
Mm.
we should be able to have like open communication.
Thank
And
you.
you said something that was so valuable. You said that even when you haven't made it to where you want to be,
Mhm.
you can sense that people are jealous, and it's not about the success part. Sometimes from my experience, people are jealous just because you have a vision.
Mhm.
They're jealous
That
just
part.
because you can dream.
Mm.
And along the way, you're going to experience a lot of that. Because when I first started music, it was always, well, you're a football player. Just be happy with doing that.
Mhm.
They want
And-
you to be content with whatever you're doing,
Yeah,
right?
just
Yeah.
stick to one thing.
And
Yeah.
the person that I am, I just feel like if we're in this place like Finland where there's so many opportunities to
Right.
explore different avenues,
Why don't?
should I
yeah,
settle?
why
Exactly.
exactly?
Exactly.
And so you'll start realizing that that's where they will reveal their true toxicness, because just because they don't have the aspiration doesn't mean that you shouldn't have it.
Mhm.
Mm.
But as your friend, they should never try to limit your success and the things you want to do.
Mm.
And so it doesn't matter if you're successful or not. They're just annoyed by the idea of you being successful.
That is true.
But have you ever had a friend come to you straight up and tell you like, hey, I don't like what you're doing. You're making me look bad and all that kind of stuff. Have you ever had it?
No, because men are men. I think
Yeah.
now this is where men and women may be different.
Yeah.
Men
How
are-
men's?
Men are kind of subtle with it. For me, I'm an energy person, so
Yeah.
I kind of can sense the energy change.
I'm like that too.
Same.
Yeah.
I'm like that too.
So
yeah.
you don't have to tell me. If I
Yeah.
notice that your behaviors change as I succeed in something,
Yeah.
I automatically start to feel
Yes.
that you're not happy with where I'm
Yes.
going.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes. That part.
Now
'Cause-
we're getting somewhere.
No, for real.
I
no,
can
for
feel we're
real.
getting
Because
somewhere.
it's really about the energy.
It is.
Because I've had, you guys know I do a lot of things.
Mhm.
So I'm all over the places, And this year, of course, I realized that I do have, a calling.
Mm.
We are called here to do something, And for me, it's whether it's activist or motivating or doing something, I always want to be part of something great.
Mm.
That's
Yeah.
me. That's what I'm not doing it for likes or what I mean. I'm just doing it because I feel like I need to do it.
Yeah.
That's just my calling.
Mhm.
And then there are some friends of mine. They haven't said it, but I can see from their comments and the distance how they treat me nowadays. Like, okay, maybe now I have more attention on me than I normally would have,
Mhm.
but I kind of do notice a lot of changes
Mhm.
between my friend dynamic.
Yeah.
And for me, when I notice that kind of change or shift, I don't address that case. I don't know if it's wrong for you guys, but I don't address because I just feel like if that person is a true friend of mine, she should feel comfortable enough to tell me how she feels,
Mhm.
because maybe my personality or who I am is too much for them. As a friend, I would say that, oh my God, Barry, I love your dread. I'm so jealous of it, because it's normal.
Right.
I agree.
Jealous is normal. Like healthy jealousy is normal. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? If you, it's normal to be jealous. It's normal to be feeling some type of way.
Mhm.
But what's not normal is you just dismiss everything and you just act on it like you
Mhm.
kind of, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Mhm.
That's the place where I am right now. So how would you guys handle that situation if you guys were in that?
For me,
Yeah.
like you said, like I always notice the energy, and the first thing I
Mm.
notice is the distance.
Mm.
And when you were saying like, if you got so much good things going on, I don't understand how a true friend of mine doesn't want to be around greatness.
Thank you.
You know, because
Yeah.
for me, one thing that I pride myself on, when I saw my friends making strides, I would go and ask what I should do to figure it out. Not
That's
saying
me.
that you have to
Mm.
give me a piece
Yeah.
of what you got, but
Yeah.
teach me.
Yes.
Because I grew up in the church,
Mm.
and they always said, if you teach a man how to fish,
Mm.
he'll never go hungry
That
again.
is true.
So I don't
That is
need you
true.
to give me
Mm,
anything,
mm, mm.
but I want to be around people that want what I want.
Yes.
And sometimes
Yeah.
you realize that your friends don't necessarily want what you want.
No.
And that's where you realize the toxicness, it comes, the
Mm.
jealousy, because I can never envy a person for wanting better for themselves.
Never.
Exactly.
And if
Exactly.
my
Yeah.
success harms you in some type of way,
Mm.
then that means that maybe you're not meant to be in the picture of where I'm going anyway.
No.
I agree with that.
I also agree 100%. And also for me, I feel like I thank God every day for those friends who show me their true color at the end of the day, because
Mhm.
it just because there's friends for reasons and seasons. That's
Mm.
how I take,
Mhm.
we can know each other for many years, but if you show me this side of you now,
Mhm.
what do you think I'm going to expect in the next 10 years?
Exactly.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm not going to judge you right away, but your action already revealed to me how you really feel about me.
Yeah.
So why should I entertain that
You shouldn't.
for many years?
You shouldn't.
And
I feel
yeah.
like we're in this age now, even though we might be a little different ages, but
Yeah.
anyway, we're adults now, and I think there's no time to waste with people who don't want what's best for you, who don't have the same mindset as you, who don't have the same values as you. So it's like there's no hard feelings, but it's just sometimes better to go your separate ways. If you see people behaving this way towards you, once you start making something for yourself, then I think that's a sign enough for you to just let them go if they want to.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
Yeah.
What we're talking about is a person having a problem with you. So if you can't, as my friend, as a adult male or woman, come to me and say, hey, whatever you're doing, it's a problem for me, I don't feel the need to have to address myself back to you.
But you know what? So the ego, especially with Black people. I got this is chat with me, and I'm saying like it is.
Say it.
I better say it, because we Black, we have too much pride and ego. For what? For what? For what? For real? Like, where the pride is gonna take you? Where the ego is gonna take you? If you see your friend is doing something, and you want the same thing, it will take you zero to ask, hey, I need your help. But it's just this pride that's killing most of us, killing our dreams. Because like I said, we all have some shine, on us, and God put us on this earth to do something, okay? And what you're doing, so I told you already, I'm really proud of you. Keep doing it. Meaning also, what we are all doing, we're here to inspire and motivate, right?
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure there's a lot of other people who can do better job than we are doing. Let's keep it real.
Yes.
But why are we doing it? Why are we putting ourselves at the outline? Because we have a vision, right? And when you have a vision, you have a drive to do something. You don't wait for somebody approval or validation. You just get up and do it. This is how chat with me this started, because I was like, you know what, Corona time, everybody was bored, we needed something, and I came up with this. Now it's going that direction. One day maybe I might be feeling Oprah, you never know.
Oh yes,
but
you will.
That's my hope one day, But what I'm trying to say here, like, I had a vision and I'm working towards my vision. And whatever the friends are saying or they're doing, they don't see the hustle behind it. They don't see the late night. They don't see all what we're doing behind. All they see is just a 5 minutes fame and 5 minutes whatever, and then they get jealous of that. That's the mindset I don't understand.
Yeah.
Yep, that happens.
And like you said, it's a pride and the ego thing, because men, we do it a lot. We complain about where we are, but then we don't do anything to try to get better. And we may have that friend that says, all right, well, I'm going to do something about it. And then we just kind of look at them like, why you think that you got a better shot than I do? It's not about having a better shot. It's just that I'm trying and I'm doing this because it makes me feel like me. And it's amazing that you said during Corona you had this idea, because that was the same as music for me. It was like, I can't play football right now.
What can you do? You came up with solution, right? Yeah.
And
to motivate yourself and others.
And it was just kind of an eye-opening experience for me, because I felt like music was a way that I can express who I am. As an athlete, you only get the athletic version of me, what I can do with my physical.
That's true.
But I felt like with music, I can express who I am, how I think, and my personality in a broad way. And when I started doing that, not even just friends, family too, they kind of just got distant. And it was because I realized maybe there was something that they felt like they wanted to do, but they never stepped out into that light. You had the
courage. You had the courage to do it. Yeah,
exactly.
So and how did that make you feel when you felt your friends and family kind of step away? How did that make you feel?
In the beginning, it hurt because I never understood why. I always felt like my friends and family could be a part of what I'm doing. Because I always believed in the team dynamic. So I don't think it's anything that I'm doing where my family and friends couldn't be involved.
Exactly.
And musically it hurt because I have friends and cousins that are producers, make beats, and they know people. And all of this time I've never received any help.
Oh no. Yeah, that's definitely a very clear sign of jealousy.
So when you're thinking about you're a musician and you have family and friends that can make beats or put you in contact, and in 3 years you've never gotten anything out of them.
Have you heard this phrase? They want to see you do good, but never
not better than them.
Have you heard that?
Yes.
That's what's going on with you, babe. That's what's going. It's always that. Oh yeah, I can support you, I can help you, but when you need help, try to call them. and see if you can go through.
No,
there's always some excuses. Oh yeah, we're gonna, it's always excuses with us. But I just believe that, like, keep doing what you're doing. Somebody out there will definitely like appreciate you, and they will say, you will show them like you've been doing.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm doing, because for me, I just have this personality. I don't give a fuck. Everybody knows that, you don't pay my bills, you don't know what I'm going through, and God knows who I am, and that's all that matters. So whatever anybody has to say about me, that's your opinion about me. You don't know who I am.
It's none of your business what people think about you.
Exactly. So when we talk about toxic friends, now let's have a definition of a healthy friendship. We already had based on what the toxic friend is. What is a healthy friendship looks like?
For me, it's somebody who definitely wants to see you grow and wants to see you become the best version of yourself. Is always supportive of that. Is open and honest, tells you how they feel, whether it's good or bad, and is just always on your side, whether it's something that they like or they don't like, but they will communicate with you about why they don't like it or why they do like it. So open communication and being supportive. I think those are the key factors.
Definitely. Barry, what's up?
For me, a good healthy friendship is somebody that I feel that I can be open and honest with, transparent with, and I don't feel like, regardless of how I present myself to them, I'll feel judged or feel labeled. Trust. I think trust and loyalty is
number one.
Yeah, because for me to be able to put very deep, important things about myself into your hands, I have to trust you, but I also have to believe in the person that you are. And I think that healthy friendships, they give something without any expectation in return. And I think that is, a healthy friendship.
It's give and take.
Yes.
I pour on you, you pour on me.
Exactly.
And it's not like a scale of, I gave you this much, so I expect this much.
Exactly. We don't have to compare, so for the ones who want to be specific, so what's the definition of a healthy friendship? A healthy friendship is one that has a positive influence in your life, like Barry and Minnie just said. It's a relationship that encourages you to be your best, supports you through good and bad times, and allowed you to blossom, just like Minnie and Barry just said. So I wanted to add on this question. What are some qualities of healthy friendship? What are the qualities that you feel like, Barry, let's start with Barry.
Qualities of a healthy friendship.
Yes.
Well, communication.
Definitely.
I think that I got to be able to communicate, because like when you said, when we get to these points where we disagree, I need to be able to say what I need to say and know that you will listen. But I also need you to trust that you can come back and communicate to me, and that I will also listen.
Okay.
So communication.
Wait there. I have actually an example for that, and I wanted your opinion on that. So you just talk about communication. There's a friend or somebody that I know who we've known for many years, and okay, let's say your friend is doing some projects, right? And that's your good friend, but they haven't disclosed that project with you. But then other people got to know what's happening, but the friend hasn't disclosed that project with you. And when the project came out, it was, you still went and support and everything like that. But after that, your friend started acting funny around you. I don't know if you guys are getting where I'm going. Okay. So
they left you in the dark.
Yeah. That's because you're talking about healthy communication, right?
Yeah.
And that's supposed to be your best friend, right? And so I'm just thinking to myself, like, if I'm supposed to be your friend and sister, whatever, like, why am I in the dark? And why aren't you communicating? Because your success is my success. You know what I mean? Why everybody else got to know, and why you keep me in the dark? Am I a threat? That's how I felt.
Yeah, I was just about to ask, was it a project of a sort where could possibly be that you could take part in?
Absolutely not. This was just something I'm not even good at. You know what I mean? if this was just something like this is something actually manifested for that friend, that this is what's gonna happen to your life. Just work towards that. You know what I mean? Like I've seen this, like the whole grind and everything, and it's finally like she already got this big shot, and I already saw it coming. My vision, you know, I'm a twin, so sometimes I do see vision. That's it's a black thing. So you, I don't know if you get it, but I know you get it.
Yeah. Well, I get it.
So basically, I see something, and it's always come to pass.
Yeah,
and I saw that for her. So for me, I was just feeling some type of way about it. Like whenever I had some great news, she'll be the first person I'll be like, hey, guess what? Because that's how I am, you know what I mean? So when you were talking about communication, how would that make you feel if you would have been in my situation?
Well, I've been in it and I'm still going through it. So in the beginning,
how did you handle it?
Well, the way I'm trying to handle it is I'm still trying to be optimistic.
Yeah.
Because I would like to think that maybe a person had a reason for that, but I never think that it's a reason why everybody else in the world can know what's going on.
Yeah, except you.
And me as your best friend can't know.
Yeah.
So for me, that's like a sign that either you feel that I have something going on that you just don't want to bother me, but even as my friend, you should never feel like a burden to me.
Exactly.
And I think that if you're having success, it will make me happy to know about it.
Definitely.
So yeah, I will feel some type of way.
Would you approach the matter? Would you, tell your friend how? Because till this day, I haven't really. I just been dismissive. Just like I act like I don't know what's going on.
Well, if it's a really good friend, I would talk about it. I would ask.
I think that's that black in us.
Yeah, I think so too.
I'm the same way. I think it's like my pride and my ego in a way won't allow me to just say, hey, look, man, I'm glad that this is happening for you.
Yeah.
But why you couldn't allow me to know what's going on?
I just felt some type of way because I feel like I've been so supportive. If I can praise myself for 1 minute, I've been so supportive. Whatever I do, whatever my friends do, I'm always there supporting them. You know what I mean? So it doesn't mean that I'm the first person that's supposed to know what's going on. But at least it would be nice that, you appreciate me and be like, hey, this is what's happening for me, and we talked about it and it's actually manifested, because that's communication.
Yeah.
And because I share my good news and everything like that with that person. So now I'm in this place like, okay, if this person sees me this way, how do I go forward with this person?
And that goes back to the toxic part. Because for me, if you could come to me with all your problems, all your stresses and burdens, and you can dump that on me, but you can't tell me about the positive things, then that's the toxic part.
Yes.
That's
You're
weird.
using me to your convenience.
To kind of vent.
And I think that for me, what I had to learn is sometimes your silence is communication. I had to learn that I don't always have to. At this point, I'm 31 years old. I don't have to chase people down and just say, hey, look, you made me feel this way. If my distance and my silence doesn't speak to you, you don't care, then that's the communication.
We are so the same.
More the communication that I need.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm like that because I think this person did notice that I was kind of giving distance. Because silence treatment, I'm the queen for that. I can be nice and all that, but don't try me. That's, don't try me. So I think they did notice and they try to like reach out like, hey, and fake when you see one, all that fake hey and all that kind of stuff. No, don't come up with that. If you're coming at me, come with me correct.
Yeah. What was this hey energy?
Yeah.
When you had all this
Thank you.
Going on and you wasn't telling me about
That's
it.
what I'm
was
saying.
this?
Exactly. That's what I'm feeling. Also, I'm like, so when she was like, hey, I'm like,
what's the hey?
I just did like, high five.
Yeah. Thumbs up.
Yeah. Like, how you doing? I miss you. I'm like, good. Because, you give me energy. You're going to get the energy back.
Yeah.
So for me, I do want to talk with that friend eventually because she means a lot to me. She's like a friend, and I don't want to say he or she, but maybe they might be listening. But I just felt some type of way, and I think I'm allowed to feel like that.
Absolutely.
And the reason why I felt like that because I do care for that person, and her feelings. Maybe I might have done something to her. That's why she act like that. But if she doesn't communicate with me, how would I know?
Yeah.
Because I'm here clueless.
Happened to me.
Yeah, I'm just like, what did I do? Like, what's happening?
Then you start overthinking
Yeah,
and overanalyzing and going back on
yeah,
every little
yeah.
argument and thinking, was
Yeah.
this the reason why they no longer talk
Yeah,
to me? But it can't be like that, you know.
no, it can't be like that. And also, I do acknowledge that we are all different, and there are toxic people, there's positive people, but my circle is full of positive people.
Mm.
So when somebody's toxic, we are not like, like I try to stay away from that, because my vibe, everything about me is so positive. And when you surround yourself with the people that you're gonna be, when you surround yourself with idiots, you're gonna be one of them, right?
Exactly.
So you surround yourself with positive people, you're about to be one of them. So that's why I don't have time for any toxicness or toxic energy or even friendship.
Yep. And I agree with you.
Yeah. So
and I think that's why sometimes I don't even think it's my ego. Sometimes I'm happy with the energy that I have. I'm happy with the peace that I have.
Yeah.
And if I'm just in that realm, I don't feel like stepping out of it to try to bring whatever it is that you want to bring back into it. So
that's exactly.
if that's where you want to be, then
be there.
Yeah, I can love you from here.
From distance. Just we just like the same language. Yeah. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, that's true.
Because I always do, for me, like Jesus said, treat somebody as you wish to be treated, and that's how I always treat, like me and I've met her a few times now, and we talk like we've been meeting every day with you as Barry, because I'm myself. I only change when you bring an attitude towards me.
Yeah.
So ladies and gentlemen out there, please know the signs of a toxic friend. A toxic friend is somebody who is really not being supportive of your dreams and goals, and just want to see you miserable as them. And somebody, we're talking about communication, you were listening like what's the definition of a toxic friendship, we already gave that, and the definition of a healthy friendship, we already gave that. The qualities, we're talking about qualities. So Barry just mentioned the communication. I asked him what are some qualities of healthy friendship, so he mentioned communication. And what was the other ones, Barry?
Communication.
Yeah.
And I said honesty and trust.
Honesty and trust, yes. What about you, Minia? What would you like to add to that?
I'm thinking if there's anything I want to add to that. I think that's pretty much it. The no judgment, the honesty, communication.
Yeah. So what I wrote here is like, what are some qualities of healthy friendship is acceptance. You gotta accept. I gotta accept you for who you are. I gotta accept you for who you are. Acceptance. A good friend accepts the uniqueness of their friend.
That's true. Yes.
Because we're all weird in different ways. But you gotta accept me for who I am. Don't try to change me or make me be like you or somebody who you wish to be.
Yep.
And also active listening. Healthy friends, because we do go through, trials and tribulations with our daily life. So we need a friend who actually really attentively listens to our daily issues, Friends are like therapists. It's just that we don't pay them. They are like therapists in a way. They should be like therapists. And also, somebody who is really interested in you and what you're doing. And Barry said earlier, boundaries. Friend that also learn how to forgive and respect you and what you do. Support and trust. So those are the qualities of a good friendship. So please check your friends and see if you have those qualities in them,
and check yourselves also.
Yes. That's actually good. That is actually good, because we are all toxic. Like I said, nobody's perfect. We do have some toxic traits. My toxic trait is, I would love to, let's list our toxic trait when it comes to friends. Because I will start from me. My toxic trait is when somebody does something to me, I really, I can just
distance
myself. Like, no matter how close you are to me, I can just cut you off without saying nothing. And I'll be like, he won't even exist. And that's toxic as hell.
Yep.
That is definitely one of my toxic traits. I would love to change it, but that's why it don't come for me.
Public announcement for everybody.
What are yours, Midia?
I think my worst toxic traits probably today are the fact that I require a lot of attention sometimes, especially from my closest friends. I don't expect the same amount of attention from everyone, but the ones that are closest to me that I feel like I think about a lot. if they don't give me enough attention or if they don't take me into consideration, I might get a little pissed and sometimes maybe a little passive aggressive. Sometimes even plain out aggressive. But I usually address the issues. If I get annoyed, you will know. So I'm not one to like hide my feelings. So at least there's that. So even if I get pissed, I will tell you why I'm pissed.
So you are saying like it is.
I say it like it is, but sometimes I might be a little needy. And another thing is that I don't have patience for things. So I'm very impatient, and everything has to happen now, right now, not tomorrow.
What's your zodiac sign?
Aquarius.
yeah. Barry laughing at. He's also right.
Man.
Are you Pisces?
I'm a Pisces.
You're Pisces. But you guys are
Sal's a
close
freaking
by now.
Aquarius, yeah.
Oh man,
I know
this
all
just
about
got
them
interesting.
Aquarius.
Oh really now? Okay, challenge accepted.
Okay, Barry, I want to hear yours. What's your toxic traits?
Mine's is similar to yours. Like I don't mind being distant, and I don't care if I find closure to a situation or not. I think that's just because like I've gotten used to trying to be the person that's always reaching out.
Thank you.
And when I just feel like I've burnt myself out of trying to figure stuff out, I'll just let it be because like it took me years to find my peace, and it took me years to be able to just be comfortable with myself. So if you don't want to try to communicate with me, and if you're okay leaving doors closed, then I'm okay leaving them closed too. So yeah, I think that a lot of my friends, and I'm not easy to read because I'm distant. So
that part, it'd be like I so can relate with Barry. Salah is here laughing, ha ha ha. Hey, hi Salah. I'm glad you're listening.
She know how to Aquarius.
So she's one, right?
Yes.
Yeah. But Salah is different from Milna.
I mean, I usually get so frustrated with people like you.
Yep.
When I can't read what's going on, and I try to ask what's going on, and I get no answer. I get no closure.
That's me.
I just get, oh, it's fine. I'll talk to you later. I'll see you soon. And I'm like, babe, what's going on? Heart. Let's talk about it.
My
I
God,
love you.
are
I want to
like
communicate.
Salah. She is like Salah.
And then I get no answers. And I'm like,
see,
okay.
The issue with that and our personality is I'm going to express myself on my time.
Yeah.
Like, because if you try to push me to get it at the moment you want it, not going to come out.
Exactly. You're just pushing him further actually by doing so. With him, I feel like you will get along with the secretaries because we don't give a shit. We're like, okay, he mad, be mad then. Be mad.
I'm just like, tell me what's wrong, please.
No.
I need to stop
You need to act like you don't give a crap.
I'm learning.
No, it's okay for you to be, your personality type fits the people that can understand you. That's why that's why the friendship matters and understanding, because like I said, I deal with an Aquarius all the time. My son's mom is an Aquarius. So we deal with each other often, and she's exactly like that. But with time, I've learned to, when you just understand people, it's like, all right, I'm gonna let you have your moment, but understand I'm gonna still be me.
That's true.
So if you know that I'm not the person that you could just push my buttons and get it, then don't expect it.
That is true. I think she now understands how to be
a bit better,
A bit better, yeah. Slowly but surely. It's a process. Salah, this is the moment to ask the right question right now if you want to ask. what are the traits Barry needs to get rid of?
Oh, Jesus.
So, but I think the worst, that's what we have, the silence treatments, cutting off people, because that is really toxic, Barry. I can admit it myself, because that's, for me, I've had a friend who we've been like more than 15 years friendship, and she did something to me that once, and I'm like, till this day, I don't miss her. I don't want to call her, but my ego is
not letting you.
And that's bad. That is like, Jesus, please forgive me.
I'd have had people on my block list on Facebook for like 12 years.
No.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh no.
Over a decade.
Oh no. But you know what, guys? Because these are our toxic traits, but I don't think we're like that. The reason why we are so harsh is because we do give our all when it comes to friendship, relationship. When you need me, I'm there. I'm not that friend that I call you every day. Hi, how are you? And all that. But when you need me, I'm there.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter where you are. When you need me, I'm there. So when that person pushed me to that place, just know you deserve it. We're not always, like ruthless. but we can be ruthless sometimes.
Yeah, and that's like a friendship is still a relationship.
Yes,
it's a relationship.
that is true.
So if I've been good to you in this friendship, it's no difference than me being good to you in a relationship. Once you break my heart, I'm gonna respond the same way that I would in a relationship. I don't see it as like, oh well, I'm a guy and we're friends, so I gotta be manly about it. No, you hurt my feelings,
that's
and
true.
to protect myself in this friendship, I have to take a step back the same way I would in a relationship. So that's kind of why I understand my toxic trait. And I think that that's the difference. We can openly say, I know I am like this.
That's true.
But if I can say this out loud, I know that my closest friends that are still in the picture, they also know that I'm like
They
this.
know. But that's also like, because you already, you have, look yourself in the mirror and you saw that, what, these are the things that I need to fix for myself. Because people who are in denial, they still don't know what is toxic traits.
That's true. And they don't even care.
They are just about, like what is narcissistic, like thinking that, they're better off, they're good, you did me wrong, you deserve it, da 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 da. For me, every time when I do something bad to somebody, I always immediately regret it. And if I do something bad, I'm ready to apologize. That's okay. That's something also that's, like, let's say you do something wrong, I did something wrong to you, it will be piece of cake for me to call you, like, me, I'm sorry for what I did. But if you did something to me and you expect me to meet you halfway, that's where I have the problem.
Right.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Because it's okay to say sorry when you do something wrong.
Yes.
But
I think it depends on what they did, because for me, there could be things that it's levels to it. Like some things, like if you do anything that I feel could jeopardize my life or my family's life or just put me in a bad situation, I could forgive you, but I still got to move on. It's a difference. Like, oh, if you said something hurtful or you gave me the honest truth about something and I just didn't like it, of course, look, I'm sorry for what I said if it hurt your feelings, but I still think you wear too much makeup. That's my honest opinion, but I can apologize.
Exactly.
But if you do something deceitful to where I don't even feel like that's what friends would do.
Okay, what's the worst thing a friend can do to you that you will never forgive?
Still. Yeah.
For real?
Because my mom always had this saying, well, I would say lie, then steal. My mom always had this saying that if you lie, you would steal, and if you steal, you would cheat. So I kind of put all of those together.
True. Dishonesty.
Because if you're dishonest to me, I don't know what you tell people outside of our friendship about me.
True.
So I don't even want to take the chance to look over my shoulder to figure out what you're really saying about me. So if you can lie to me to my face, I don't think that I could just really deal with that type of friend.
Yeah.
Wow. What about you, Min?
Well, yeah, pretty much the same. I mean, if you lie to me about, of course, everybody lies sometimes. Like about
white lies.
Yeah, like I don't
Yes.
feel like going out, so you might say, "Oh, I'm feeling a little sick. I have a headache," or some stuff like that. That's not what I'm talking about here.
Right.
But like lying about like bigger things that matter, or being two-faced, playing like two sides of the card, play basically like saying this to that person and saying this to that person, and not being honest, not being real. That's my like biggest no. Like,
because I feel
if you're
like
not being real with me, then that's it.
Yeah, because I feel like whatever I can say to my friends, whatever I say to somebody else, I've already said to you. So if I say, Diana, I don't like curls. If I go tell her I don't like Diana's curls, Diana can respect it because I've already told you.
Yes,
so it's not a two-faced thing. So if we out and they say, Bar, why you mad? Because she wore curls today and she know I don't like it. That's one thing.
Yeah.
But if I say, girl, I love them curls. Every time you wear it. Hey, you see these curls? I can't stand these curls.
You're talking about some finished toxic trait.
Yes.
That is
I'm not saying like it is.
fucking true.
Thank you.
It is.
Emilia is finished, and
Super
she actually,
true.
and
I hate that
she
shit.
knows.
I hate that shit.
Because for me, that shit is everywhere.
It is. And I
Be
can't stand
about who you are, no sugarcoating.
it.
There's, of course, you can say things in a nice way, but straight way,
Mhm.
because it's always like, oh, doing little small talk here, and then when they see somebody else, they go say the opposite of what they say.
Yeah, and of
Yeah.
course, there's like a line between like if we're talking about being diplomatic, like you don't have to say certain things to people straight to their face. You don't have to go,
Right.
oh, you're so annoying when you say this and that. You don't have to be too straightforward, but also don't lie. Don't be two-faced. Don't be like, kissing somebody's ass just to get somewhere,
Mhm.
or and then the next sentence you go and tell somebody else, oh, I can't stand them. Like, if you don't like somebody, just like stay away from them. If you don't like
Yeah.
something about someone, stay away from them.
Mm.
You don't have to like be lying about it or be dishonest about it or some stuff like that. And I feel like here in this country, what I have issues with all the time in a lot of different contexts is that I'm so straightforward.
Mm.
And even when I try to be holding myself back and I don't say stupid stuff, I don't say anything crazy, I don't say anything insulting to anybody, but still, apparently, I am more straightforward than many others here. And I always face this issue that it's usually women that don't like me for that. And I only hear about it afterwards. And to my face, they are really nice. They're really sweet. They look like they don't have an issue with me. And then I hear behind my back, they're like, oh my God, I can't stand that
Oh, the
bitch.
men are like that too.
Are they?
The men, yes.
For real?
And yes, because I deal with that a lot in like being a professional athlete. I've dealt with a lot where I've played with teams. And when you play in a team setting, you think, oh, these are your friends. You're like going to war together.
Yeah.
And you can leave that team and you're like, well, we're still friends, right? We had this bond, but once you go to another team, now you're hearing different things about yourself after you left. And I'm thinking to myself, if you felt that way when I was there,
why didn't you say so?
Yeah. And like, why did you go in the locker room and shake hands with me? And so it happens a lot.
There's fakery everywhere.
Yeah, there is definitely.
But me now, I was just about to say, those girls, some girls, like I said, they just want to have that persona.
I guess so.
They just want to have that, so they are jealous of that.
I was looking for concrete reasons for this for years of my life. I've suffered with this as long as I can remember, like since I was a kid in school to workplaces just recently. And I've always thought that there has to be a reason. There has to be something concrete I did or said, and then I go back to everything and think through every little detail. And I realized I've really held myself well, and I haven't even said anything, even though something might have been on my mind, but I've kept it to myself just to
protect their
fit
feelings,
somewhere,
right?
Yeah, and just to be like a good person, a good worker, a good colleague, a good whatever. And I haven't even voiced my opinions, and still I've faced that people don't like me because I'm too honest or too whatever the fuck.
And not about too honest, you're just straightforward.
It has to come down to the personality thing. It is. There's no other.
To be straightforward and direct like that, it takes having a certain level of confidence.
Yeah, sure.
Because with my close friends, I'm that way, and I think that they can handle it because they have a level of confidence where they can embrace the truth.
Insecure people couldn't be our friends.
Yeah, some people don't like the truth.
Nope.
Yeah, no.
Some people would rather you to lie to them to their face to protect their feelings and their ego than to tell them what they need to be better. That's why I always tell my friends, even with music, if I make a song that's trash, don't let me put it out. Don't have me thinking that it's good just to protect my feelings, just so the world can show me the truth. Because now that's why I feel like you don't care about me.
Or maybe they just don't have the voice to say it out loud,
or maybe they just feel like they're not in the place where they could be having an opinion about it. Maybe they think that maybe it's just my opinion that it's not good. Maybe there are other metrics to measure that, whether it's good or not. Maybe they don't have the confidence to say it if they are not in the business.
It's the confidence, it's the confidence. But as a friend, if I would be a better friend, I would. If it sucks,
you can still
it sucks.
say your opinion.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Even though I'm not professional music, but I can say, hey, maybe you should use this way and do this way. You are helping him to grow.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because
what he was looking for.
I've had friends that have said, hey, this isn't bad, but you can do this. Or maybe you need to work on this.
Exactly.
And that will make you say, it's all about how you present it. I don't think any friend would just be like, girl, you suck and you ugly. They will find a positive way to deliver the message that's helpful to you. I think the toxic way would be to try to diminish somebody with the way that you present it.
Yeah.
That's
so true. Yeah, like I think that I don't mind taking criticism if it's going to help me be better. True. But what nobody wants is to feel like they got shitted on. Nobody wants to feel like they got stepped on.
Exactly. And I feel like what you said just now, the criticism, for me, I actually love when somebody give me negative feedback. I don't know, because it just motivates me to do better and become better.
Yeah, and makes you think about stuff you never maybe thought about.
Because every time when I get you did great, because I'm second guessing myself, like, okay, maybe they're just saying it because they're my friends, But when you said something that hit the nail or negative, it makes me want to work on my grind.
Mm-hmm.
So I appreciate honest and transparent feedback. Don't sugarcoat nothing with me. So, and most of my friends, whenever they need advice, I'm like, if you want me to sugarcoat something, you better call somebody else.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
I say it like it is.
me.
Don't call me for
Yes.
nothing.
I've definitely
You know,
said that too
yeah.
sometimes.
I always say I've always been this way. I've always been open-minded and straightforward, and I guess that's why people do, you know, appreciate my opinion, because they know that at least I won't sugarcoat it or say it or how they want, you know what I mean. And I've had a lot of issues with most of my friends, like, why you always have to be so straight? Why you never, you know? I'm like, you asked my opinion. What do you want me to say?
Right.
Yeah.
And honestly, I can honestly say that I used to be a person that struggled to just be honest and straightforward with my friends, because me naturally, I'm a sensitive guy, so I always think about
other people's
feelings.
Yeah.
But it was one of my friends that taught me, like, hey, regardless of how people feel, be straightforward and be honest, because they will respect you more by saying what you have to say. And also, you don't have a sense of guilt thinking that you held something back. And so with my friends telling me that and teaching me it's okay to be honest, because they always say the people that are going to accept you, they're going to accept you anyway.
Thank you.
So it's no point of holding back who you are and what you really think for people, because if you got to do that, that's not a good friend to have.
That is true.
There
you gotta be yourself.
Yeah.
And how did that help you from now?
It helped me a lot, because I didn't really just learn how to be honest just with other people. I learned how to be honest with myself. Yeah.
If you don't have a honest relationship with yourself, you will never have a honest relationship with anybody.
That's true.
Yeah. Because you gotta love yourself first, accept your own faults. If you don't accept who you are, how are you gonna able to look somebody else in the mirror and be like, yeah, you got this, you got this?
You're a hypocrite at that point.
There's a lot of hypocrites. There's a lot of hypocrites. There are a lot of hypocrites and fake people out there. But just know, I know you. And I'll be watching.
She be watching.
Yeah, I'll be watching.
Eyes all over the place.
And I'll be killing you with my smile. So just watch. So yeah, guys, we're gonna take a little break, and then we're gonna continue with the topic all the way forward. You know. Stay tuned. Where's our DJ now?
Nobody's out.
Huh?
Sounds weird.
Yeah, I had touched something. My mic started doing some
hear?
weird stuff. Yeah.
No, it's just.
It's stopping now.
Okay, can you guys hear?
Yeah, we can.
You good?
I can hear myself. Yeah.
All right.
I can hear myself too.
Yeah, I can hear you.
You can hear yourself?
Yeah.
Let me put it down. Can you hear now?
Yeah.
It's good?
Yep.
Okay, so we have talked about toxic friendship, healthy friendship, and all that good stuff. The definition of toxic friend and a healthy friend. So now we're gonna do a conclusion on that, on this topic. What are the way forwards? You know, especially for the youngsters, the teenagers, and you know, who are looking for validation, especially in school days. You know, they are having. Actually, that's something I want to talk about before we give our conclusion. Nowadays, these teens are not teens anymore.
Yeah.
And they're looking for acceptance. As we say, acceptance in the friendship is a major key. And sometimes they really go in the wrong group of friends just to feel accepted or validated that they are important people. Please, what advice would you have for them out there?
Well, I think from my own experience, I would say that you should always think about the fact that you don't need anybody's validation. Like, you don't need other people to be happy. You don't need other people to be content or to be somebody. So choose wisely who you hang out with, whether they are the people that would are truly your friends, whether they support you, whether you actually like their company, first of all, whether they do things that you like doing, or are they doing stuff that you wouldn't necessarily want to do, but you just do because you want to be cool or you want to fit in, or you don't want to be like the party pooper. So just think about the things for real, whether they align with your own values and interests. And if these people treat you the way you want to be treated, do you treat them the way that you want to be treated? Like, are these things aligning? Because sometimes you just kind of start drifting towards the wrong kind of company because maybe you don't have other people to hang out with, or maybe you just want to fit in. So I think you should always just stay true to yourself also. Are these the people that you truly want to hang out with, and are they truly your friends?
Yep.
That part, Barry.
Again, like I go back to what we talked about in the beginning is boundaries. Like if you accept me for what I stand for, that's what I feel all matters. And if I stand for something that doesn't align with what you stand for, then we can talk about it. We don't have to bend and break our backs for people that simply don't accept us for who we are. So I think that was a good thing about what my parents taught me when I was younger in high school, because even though I was an athlete, I didn't feel the need to just be with the cool kids. I went where the love was, you know?
Yeah. There was you feel appreciated.
Yeah, because I had a very humbling experience in high school because I got injured, and before then I felt like I was on top of the world. Everybody was my friend then, but when I got hurt, it was those people that I looked over all the time, those nerds, the geeks, the specialists, students. And then I learned that I should be around people that accept me when I don't. Because at that point I don't have a uniform on, I don't have the spotlight on me. So I learned to try to want to be accepted by the people that I should want to be accepted by. I think that a lot of young people, we want to be accepted by people that are relevant versus people that truly love and care about us.
That is so true.
Yeah.
And I think it's all start from home. The values you carry from home, that's what's gonna, define who you are as a grown. And I'm gonna give a short story here. Actually, a friend of mine passed away last week.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But the reason to this, I want to share this, and I hope there are a lot of listeners out there with their kids, and maybe you can share this. This guy, he was raised here. He originally from Congo. He came here, but then he got deported a few years back to his country. And then I heard that he was hit by a car. And for me, it's sad because when we were growing up, I came here when I was 12 years old, so I came here pretty young, and I've always been so determined. I always knew what I wanted, but I did have the wrong friends around me.
Yeah,
the friends who were doing drugs, drinking at that age, and all that. But at that time, I was playing tennis with my sister.
That's nice.
Yeah, I was playing tennis with my sister, and I was so focused on what I really wanted.
Yeah.
Even though I had friends doing whatever, but that didn't make me want to be where they're at. I didn't, because you know what I mean. So that's why I say it's all start from home.
Yeah.
The training that you have home, the foundation that you have home. I had my dad who was very strict.
Yeah.
By 8 o'clock, I had to be at home. So even though I saw all those friends, they had those freedom, they did whatever they did, but it never tempted me to be or to do what they're going to do. So let's say 10 years fast forward. Okay, I did not become a tennis pro, but I can play pretty good tennis.
Yeah.
But I feel like my life is okay.
Yeah.
It could be better, but I'm striving to that way, and I know I will be great at where I want to be. But those friends who were living the life then, the gangsters, or they had it all, where are they now?
Yep. Not here.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
most of them are gone. Most
Yeah.
of them are in jail. Most of them are addicts and all that kind of stuff. Because of why? Peer pressure.
Right.
They wanna impress wrong people at that time. But for me, at that age, I already knew what I wanted.
Yes.
And I've been consistently knew what I want in life.
Yeah.
So my parents out there, I really, really wanted to install that because if your kids feel love and they have that validation from home, they don't need to seek elsewhere or out there, or even if they have a friend who's gonna tell them, hey, let's do this. They will have the balls to say, no, I don't want to do this. I want to do this because he or she know who they are.
Exactly.
But if they don't know who they are and they just want to look for validation, they want to feel acceptance, they want to feel love, they're going to grab all kind of opportunities.
Yeah.
And that is why we have so many, teens who are drug users, and they're out there in the street, Finland. And Finland, even though Finland is the happiest country, but also...
Well, I wouldn't say that.
Yeah, I still don't understand.
I disagree with that.
Happiest country thing.
That is something I want to
It's
talk about
weird
on
to
our
me.
next episode when it comes to the depression topic, because it is happiest, but also Finland, the
Maybe
suicide
with
rate
the-
is the highest right now.
Exactly. So maybe with the
Yeah.
best social security system, whatever the hell, best education, healthcare, whatever, but I don't
it's
think
preventable.
that's
We can
about
prevent this, and the only way we can prevent this, just that, you know, they just need, people need love. This country need love.
Definitely.
We're so close up, and so
Yes.
look at us. We get up from work, go home, and build our family. At least we have people to talk to. But imagine there are a lot of people here that don't have
exactly.
They don't have that, you know, that foundation.
Exactly.
And I think that's what's missing in the in when it comes to parents and, you know, teens and all that, you know. So my advice out there for the parents, especially parents, please love your children. Know they're special, know they're worthy, so they don't need to seek that validation out there or elsewhere, because that's how it started.
Yeah.
I want to say about that what you just said about you know, playing tennis and being focused on that. I have a similar experience because I started going to circus school when I was 7, and I did that for 8 years. And as time went on, we had trainings like pretty much almost every day. It was really intense, and you had to do like a certain amount of hours to pass to the next year. So it was very serious at the time. And at that time, when in pre-teens everybody started drinking and doing stupid shit, people were trying to get me to do that. They were like, "Oh, Amelia, you want to come smoke?" Blah blah blah. They were trying to pressure me to do that because they were the cool kids, and I never gave a flying rat's ass about that because I was focused on something. I had my goal there. I didn't care about all that stuff, and I believe strongly that it was because my parents have taught me to be like confident on my own, and that I don't need other people to validate me, and I can be who I am, and I can always say no, and whatever they think about it, I don't have to give a hoot about it.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I think we three of us had the same similar values.
Sort of, yeah.
Like same similar values.
Something to be ambitious about since early ages.
For me, like we all agree that the parents matter, but my parents were also very open with communicating things about the world. Like my mom always used to talk about what I can expect from the world. So when they saw my friends going down certain paths, even though I didn't want to hear it, because to me, these my boys, you know, we ride bikes together and we eat Debbie cakes. My parents never had a problem saying, "Do you see this? Do you understand why I do this?"
Exactly.
Right. And
I am that parent.
And I realized that I did have some real friends when I was growing up, because there were times I could have been involved in bad things, but I had one friend, Omar. I always bring up this story because Omar, he was hood. We grew up in the hood.
Like hood.
Yeah, and they accepted what their life was gonna be like.
Basically they're calling,
But
the gangster life.
But my friends knew that I was smart. I was in honors class, and I had something going with my football. They didn't let me participate in the stuff that they were doing. They wouldn't allow me to. So that's why I always said, like, if I make it, I'm gonna remember that, because I don't judge them by what they became. Like, it's not their fault that they became a part of only thing that they knew.
They accepted they accept their situation.
But they didn't let me accept it. Like, they told me to stay in my books. Whenever they got into trouble, they didn't bring me into it. And even to this day, I can reach out to them and they'll say they're proud. Even some are behind prison bars, but they're proud. They're not envious of that I chose to do something different. And that's why I keep contact with them, because they could have allowed me to go break in some houses or some stores, but they like, "Nah, Bar, this ain't you.
You're too good for that."
And I wanted to be that, because I felt like that's what it was all about. You know, we watching hip hop music and stuff, and everybody's a gangster, thug. I wanted to be what I thought that people wanted. But my friends was like, "Look, this ain't even what you want."
Those are real friends. Shout out to them. Good. Those are real friends. Omar. Those are real friends. That's
cool.
Omar,
because you could have done one mistake. That could have been 20 plus years of life. It takes. This is why I don't like America, because one mistake and
it'll cost you your life.
Your life. You know. And that's what I'm talking. When a friend see a light on you,
they think about what's best for you,
greatness on you, and they already choose to say, they're like, you know what, this is what we are, you know. But we know he's special, so we're gonna keep him special. So thank God for Omar.
Awesome.
Thank God for them. So, and also about this, what is it called? Parents, if you cannot afford hobbies, you know, because a lot of single mothers or mothers, it's always like, oh, the hobbies are so expensive, but hobby keeps your children from trouble. I have 11 years old. She's a very great at basketball, and she her mindset, I just thank God every day, like thank God, she is the way she is. Yeah, because I would say proudly, I have I raised her. So all those qualities that my mom gave me, I gave it to her. And for her to be African and born here and still have that, African mindset and respect for others and all that, I'm very proud. So I just know that I hope and wish that she will follow the path that she's been following and become whatever she want to become, Yeah. So that's what I wanted to say. Now let's go to conclude, because Barry is looking at his time.
Oh no, I got these people over here watching.
They're watching, right? Okay. Ask them if they have any questions related to toxic friendship before
Do
we
y'all have any questions
Yes.
related to toxic friendship? What is a toxic friendship to you, and what are the signs of a toxic friendship?
Yes. If they have, we can go through those. I'm pretty sure most of them are like, yeah, they just want to hear, what do you mean by that? You talking about me or what?
Probably.
Yeah. But what's the conclusion, guys? Like, when it comes to, you are just saying get rid of toxic friends and all that kind of stuff. But I just feel like sometimes when you know somebody, I'm that kind of person.
Somebody asked, they wanted to know, do you think it's necessary for a person to grow, to experience having a toxic friend earlier in life?
That's a perfect question. I'm gonna allow you to answer that, then I answer it, and then Minnie answer. Or then we guys can answer, then I'll answer.
So is this next sentence related to the first sentence?
Yeah,
Yes.
So it's basically saying, do you think it's necessary for you to grow to have that experience of having a toxic friend in your life? Like, was that experience necessary for you to grow?
Yes.
I think so.
I think so. It builds you. It builds your character, kind of.
Absolutely. I mean, of course, you can grow in many other ways too. But I feel like for me, having had toxic relationships, I've learned a lot from them, and that helps you also to start recognizing those traits in the future.
Yes.
So you don't get entangled in those things again. So I do feel like in that sort of personal growth, it is necessary. It does make you grow a lot and very fast also.
Absolutely.
And learn things about you as well, not just other people, but about yourself.
Yep. And I agree with that, because even if it comes earlier or later, I think that the experience is still valuable for you to learn something. I think everybody's going to experience some of the same things in life at different times, but I don't think that those experiences of dealing with toxic friends broke me, but it just made me aware later of, when I see this, I don't need to.
You don't need to accept
Exactly.
it. Thank you.
Yes.
That's why I'm also. So I think it's definitely, and also, like, God always sends something. What doesn't kill you make you stronger, right?
Exactly. Yes.
So we do need toxic people in our life. I'm sorry, we do need that.
I can think one particular one who has made me a hell of a lot stronger.
It's probably your ex.
Yeah.
Yo, I knew it.
Wasn't that easy to guess?
But you know what, guys? For me, when it comes to friends, I'm a great lover. But when it comes to boyfriends, I am the toxic one. I gotta admit that because you know how it is sometimes in a relationship.
She said she love hard.
Yeah, I do love hard.
Absolutely.
I do.
Absolutely.
I do. But I don't show it. That's the problem with me.
Oh, my problem is I show it too much. Too much.
Yeah,
and then I get too excited, and then I make a fool of myself, and then they're like, nah.
I can't do this no more. You too much for me.
Yeah. Or somebody else is better, or something of that sort.
I hate that coming from a guy. Like, I hate the excuse of, it's not you, it's me, and you're too good for me.
Oh my God.
Like,
we're gonna talk about that in the next episode, because I do have an episode coming up with you, and I need to have you guys on it. It's about relationship.
Oh, Lord.
Now let's talk about our friendship.
A lot of material.
Yeah.
A lot of material.
Shout out to Joao said. She said she's learning here. It's a good topic. Learning process.
Great.
So Joao, if you have any question you want to ask us, please use this opportunity to do so. Meanwhile, we're gonna have some conclusion about this chats. So I feel like a toxic friend already know their kind of how can I say it? We do have friends in our lives, but a toxic friend knows their role, what role they play in your life. You get what I mean? Because a toxic friend always appear whenever you're doing good. I don't know if you know what I mean by that. It's always when you're doing good, that toxic friend is there. But then when you are, like going through serious stuff, when you really need a friend, a mentor, somebody who's there,
nowhere to be seen.
Just like Barry just said, in your high school days, when you were popular, you're playing ball and everything, everybody loves you. But then when you go through trials and tribulation, and then oops, they're out, gone. And the one that you did not expect to be there, they were there, right?
We're there.
Yeah.
And we still friends to this day.
You see?
Yep. That's how it is. I was so unpopular because I was weird on purpose to see who would be my real friends. I was not the cool kids. I wanted to be the opposite of the cool kids, which I definitely was.
So you were smart. That's a smart point.
Maybe. Now that I think about it, I'm not sure I was so strategic about it back then. But I remember to a 5th grade school picture, I went with my pajama on when all the other cool girls went with like, oh, makeup here, my hair. I'm like, we're on the 5th grade. Let's be real.
To be different.
Yeah, so I put my pajama on and I went there because they told me I wouldn't. So I was like, watch me. And I did. So there are like a few friends that I had, but I knew they were real because they didn't like me because I was cool. They liked me even though I was really uncool.
Yeah.
So those were the few real friends.
No, they liked you because you were you.
Yeah.
They accepted you for you, for being you.
For real, not for any appearances.
Did they have more questions, Barry?
No, I think that was all that I got for now.
Okay, that was
somebody said, but does that repetitive relationship with people be an example of a lesson you need to learn in life, whatever the lesson may be? Like if it repetitively happens, is that like if it keeps happening, is that just trying to show you like, okay, you need to pay attention to this?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
If it keeps happening, I believe that the person keep letting it happen.
Exactly.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
But then that's something that you need to
fool
think
me
about.
once, okay. Fool me twice, but not, you know what I mean?
For real.
Yeah,
yes,
so
absolutely.
if it keep happening, I believe that the person needs to check themselves what they're doing wrong in that situation.
And that's the narcissistic part that you're talking about. Like sometimes you can be so narcissistic with yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, this person did the same thing to me, so people may be a problem.
Yes.
But you're letting them do it.
Yes.
Yep.
So you gotta change your ways.
You gotta change your ways. Like I said, we know we're talking about toxicness, but we're all toxic in different ways. Yeah. So nobody's perfect here. So if it keep happening to you, you better check what you're doing. So whoever wrote that.
Yeah, it's a certain thing that you may be craving that you're not getting somewhere else, or something that you might just be always doing the same way again and again, and you need to check whether you're actually doing something the same way again and not learning from your mistakes earlier. So I know I've definitely done that several times.
We all have.
Yeah, I mean, we're all learning. We're still dealing with that.
And even when you recognize, oh, this is the moment again when I probably shouldn't be attached to this person because it leads to this like it did 10 times before. But still, you might feel like, oh, I still want to do it though. But don't. Because it's a trap.
Toxic.
We do have an angel and a devil here. One angel is saying,
what's up,
do it. Okay, guys. We have 10 minutes more to go. Do you guys have any questions to add?
No, this is good.
For the viewers out there, like what advice would you have for them if they're dealing with this situation right now? Should they speak up, Barry, or should they say silence treatment?
I would say open communication, please. And if they are not responding to it, then that's your sign to go.
But let me comment on that.
Please do.
How can you have an open communication with somebody who feels entitled? I think it's entitlement. You know what I mean? Like you feel like, okay, she approached me. Because for me, it's all about I can have an open communication with you when I feel like I did you wrong. But if I feel like you did me wrong, and then you expect me to have an open communication with you.
But you can always ask. You can always open the door for it. You can show them, hey, this is a space for open communication. Now is your time to speak up if I did something wrong, or even if they did something wrong, but now is the time to talk about it. Here, I am here with a positive, open mind, giving you the space to talk, no matter who did what wrong. But here is the space for us to talk about it. And if they don't respond to it, if they can't do it, if they don't want to talk about it, if they don't want to clear the air or fix it, then it means they just don't give a hoot.
Okay, let me add to that. Do you know that there's a lot of backstabbing happening? because you can have an honest conversation with that person. Let's say,
of course,
me and Barry have an issue, right? And then we are talking it out, and then we just combine, and everything is cool, right? And then I'm thinking, okay, we cool, everything is super fine, not knowing that all this time he's plotting and doing all this backstabbing thing behind me, because some people, they're not as forgiving as you and I are, because when we talk about feelings, we let go. That's how I am, because I don't stay mad forever.
Me neither.
As long as I have the honest communication with you, I'm good. But there's some people, you can have honest communication with them. You can say you're sorry. You can pour out your heart, but they will always look at you sideways.
But of course, there's nothing you can do about that. If that happens, then you just have to live as if it's not happening until you see that it's happening, until you catch them.
But that's the thing, and you can't catch them. I've been
Sometimes
through this.
You can. Sometimes you can.
You can catch them, but you know how you catch them? By vibes. That's why we feel vibes.
Yeah. And like I just feel like you said, like I don't want to give too many opportunities for you to prove me wrong. Like I feel like if you consistently, once, okay, twice, I'm not gonna give you a third time.
Of course.
And it's like, if you're my friend, I shouldn't hear about you backstabbing me anyway. The first time you backstab me, we might not really be friends, because I'd like to think that my friends, they may say something negative, they may do something stupid, but backstabbing, I just think that that's something that your enemies do. That's why they say keep your friends close and your enemies closer.
Yeah, of course, we're not talking about like repeat offenders here. So of course, if the same pattern repeats itself, then you already know what it is. But I'm talking about like if it's a close friend of yours and there's just some issue that you don't know really what's going on, I always approach it openly, and it doesn't always play out the way I want it to. Sometimes they just
but
say
you
something
tried
vague.
at least.
At least I know I tried.
I think I'm gonna learn from you
me
today.
too. I'm trying to get
we better learn, because me and you are up here right now. We better learn from you, because
I'm the shortest, but I'm up there.
Yeah, you are up there, because I feel like for us, me and Barry, it's the ego thing. But what you said makes sense. We're gonna meet people in halfway.
Yeah, and it's just the Aquarius in me maybe that wants to always resolve things. So it gives me like,
I know a lot of Aquarius and they're not like that.
No, it gives me like major anxiety to not have a resolution and to not have a conclusion to things. And I currently have something going on with like a really old friend of mine, and we were really close, and when I moved to another country, she completely disappeared, and I've asked her like 10 times what is going on, and she's never giving me an answer. I've never received any explanation. It's always just like, yeah, everything is good. But I know everything is not good, and I've tried so many times now that I'm almost like embarrassed to say how many times I've tried, and now I have just decided that this is her decision, and she has decided to disappear from my life, and I will never get an answer to it, and it's fine, and I'm gonna have to live with it. And this has been very hard for me to deal with, because the need in me to get an answer is so strong. At least then I know why. If I did something, I want to know what I did, so I can either fix it or learn from it. But the fact that I don't get an answer, and you don't always get an answer, and you have to learn to deal with it, and you guys apparently are able to deal with it.
What I learned, I can help you with that is sometimes there is no answer. Sometimes we have to accept that people come into our lives and they have a temporary purpose. I used to feel like because you're my friend, we're going to be friends forever. But even your relationship sometime may not last forever.
Nothing lasts forever.
I have to see friendships the same way. Like sometimes those friendships are to teach you or to help you get somewhere where it's time for you to learn. But what you have to do now is you have to just focus on the healing part from that friendship, because you have questions and you're just gonna be mentally all over the place trying to find answers that you can't answer. So if a person doesn't love and respect you enough to just give you closure, then I see that as a sign that it's just time for you to move on.
Exactly.
Because we'll be 50 years old and you'll be like, dang,
wondering.
In 1998 that girl cut me off and never told me what I did. Like for me, that's a form of disrespect, because if all of I'm asking you is for an answer so I can say I'm sorry, I think that's the least that I could do. But I learned even from myself being that type of person, I don't feel like I owe anybody an answer that I don't respect. See what I mean? So like if I don't respect you enough to just give you closure, then that's what it is.
But then why, if this person wouldn't respect me enough to give me answers, then why were they friends with me for all those years and talk about
there's something that you're doing for them.
There's
something that you're doing for them. Like for me, I have friends. I would, because a lot of people say, Dada, you have a lot of friends, but I don't have a lot of friends. A lot of people know me. That's
You
different,
got a lot
know?
of associates.
Yeah, exactly. Thank
Uh-huh.
you. So for me, a lot of them kind of, let's say if I go out, maybe I might have VIP or whatever. Like people use people. You gotta know that.
Yeah.
So so there are a lot of people who like would be your friend because of maybe who you are, what you your light alone. You gotta appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
About this friend, was this a friend that had a lot of other friends?
No.
See, there you go.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
can't
but-
lose you. You give her the
You
all
were
the, you
sometimes you're
motivate her, you
available.
encourage her.
Sometimes you're available.
Yeah.
You know,
But now I am
No, not
available again.
sometimes. She's too available.
because
You gotta learn how to cut it.
Think about it. You
I
was
guess,
holding
yeah.
on when
Yeah.
she wasn't.
Yeah.
That is the fact. That is the fact.
You're
And I
too
always
available.
do that. And
Yeah.
I need to stop doing that.
No, you
They
need
gotta
to do
deserve
that
it.
and give that to people that are gonna do right by
Right
it.
by you.
We can't ask you to change yourself for people, and you can't ask people to change for you.
Yeah.
You have to find people that fits.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But it's always just like, I guess, the disappointment of finding out that somebody you thought you were on the same page with all of a sudden just is completely on a different page.
Oh,
you
it
know,
hurts.
you know what you gotta approach. You gotta approach that. You gotta take people for who they are.
Mhm.
Because when you don't expect much, you won't be disappointed.
Exactly.
I'm sorry.
That's
to
my
sound
approach
like
with
that.
men nowadays.
Yeah, for me, I really know.
Not with me.
It is what it is with me. It is what it is. Hey, we're not
Yeah.
talking. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
wish you the best.
Yep.
Yeah.
Expect
You want to
nothing.
be my friend? Okay,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean. I'm not gonna expect much from anybody right now. Like
Yep.
I treat you how you treat me.
Yeah, that's true.
I
Yeah.
think what hurts the most is when we pour more into somebody's cup that
And
they
that's
don't
what
pour
she's going
back.
through. That was because she's been pouring more. It's like your cup is almost empty, girl.
But see, now you're
Yeah.
Oh,
learning though.
I don't
Now
want to
you're
sound
learning.
like I'm being perfect or anything. There are probably a million things I could have done better or
course,
differently
of
when I was
course.
moving, like living abroad and all that. But I just feel like it just started waning like before I moved. Like the second I informed that I was moving, it's just poof.
But this is also when it's jealousy.
Mhm.
It just bring me back there because like
Yeah.
I said, maybe your friend is seeing you. Okay, she's going living to abroad. She's working there. She's what I got going on with my life. You know what I mean? So sometimes it's just them.
I would hate to think that, but it
That's
Yeah,
what,
but
and
that's
that's
what
the
it
truth of the
is.
reality.
Yeah.
Sometimes we don't want to believe it because it hurts to.
Exactly.
That's where
or
pain.
you don't want to assume the worst about somebody. You want
Yeah.
to give them the benefit of
Of
the
the doubt.
basically.
But
Yeah.
girl, if
But
you've
they're
been giving her the
proving themselves.
benefit of the doubt all this time, come on now, you give it too many benefits.
It's been 2 years
You-
now.
yeah, 2 years. Oh nah, you are a lot of benefits and doubts now. I ain't finna sit here and ask you the same question for 2 years and you giving me the same
Yeah.
answer.
We
No, I
only
haven't
need
been
one
asking
week.
her anything.
We
for the
only
past
need one
half a
week.
year.
We only need 1 week and then we're gone.
See,
She
I
said
give
2
people too
years.
much room, honestly.
Man, I wish somebody gave me 2 years.
Well, yeah.
That's 2023. I give you an answer 2025. I'll be back after this commercial break.
Yes, please.
Baby, make a dip where you
Okay,
dip.
now we're gonna
Go.
give a
Come
conclusion.
make a show you special loving. Show my galangolo. Go.
Do we have that?
Show my do roll it. Go.
But I have
Baby, make a dip where you dip. Go. Come make a show you special loving.
Okay, guys, we're back. This was Chat with Miss D, your one and only host, Diana Mansere, and I'm joined by Barry Safari.
Yeah.
Barry Safari.
Barry.
Yes, Safari Barry. And I
That
sound like
really
a
well.
Finnish woman right now.
You did.
Yeah. And Minya. So we were talking about the definition of toxic friendship and what's the definition of a toxic friendship. And for those viewers out there who were listening, I hope you catch up some good advice and
Or just maybe something to think about.
something to think about. And I hope you learn from this conversation. We would like to conclude this show right now. So the conclusion of a toxic friendship, in my opinion, I believe that if you have a toxic friend or a situation where you feel like your feelings are not evaluated and you don't feel appreciated and you just feel unease. When you feel unease when a friend walk in or you are with a friend, you don't feel yourself.
Mm-hmm.
That's already a red flag for me. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So you got to check your surrounding and check your friend and make sure that's because when you're with a friend, you need to feel loved, supported. You don't even need to talk to that friend, but you just feel that the aura, the
Mhm.
positive vibe.
Mhm.
And you know that you're in the right place. But
Mhm.
whenever you have that, like that's
reserved feeling,
reserved feeling, or that's like I don't want to be here, or I don't want to do this, or when that person is calling you, always having excuses. It's time to let go. That's my opinion of the toxicness and toxic friendship. What's about you, Barry?
Yeah, I agree with you. Like, if I just feel like I can't feel good about being your friend, simple. Like, if I can't feel good about being your friend and I can't be my best, or I don't feel like that friendship is making me be the best version of me, then it's probably toxic.
Yeah. What about you, Minya?
I think, if I don't feel like you're supporting me when I'm down or when I'm having a good moment in life, if you don't support what I'm trying to do, if you don't appreciate me, if I just don't feel like I can be honest with you, if you don't feel like you can be honest with me, if there's this reserved energy where I feel like I have to watch my words a lot, I can't be free, can't be who I am, I guess that's when it's time to go. And definitely from now on, I will be trying to not give people too many chances and not be too needy myself.
Now let's give some conclusion about positive friendship, because we really need to value our friends, especially those ones who we sometimes take for granted. We gotta admit it. Sometimes we have good people in our lives we do take for granted. I had to admit that I had a good friend. She actually lived in all right now. A childhood best friend of mine. She's always been there for me and everything like that. And I kind of took that friendship for granted. Now I can admit it, looking back. She always been there no matter what I do. She always supporting me and all that kind of stuff. And now looking back and thinking to myself, like, damn, I was really lucky to have her in my life. And till this day, we do communicate. We don't see that often, but we do have that communication. And I'm blessed to have other friends also. I have friends who have become my sisters, and brothers who have male friends who become my brothers and all that. So for me, I think it just says the kind of person that you are. People, when you are those person who is filled with positive vibe and everything, you're drawn people around you who want to be around you, And for those friends out there who has been uplifting me, supporting me, all those good vibes, thank you. Just know that your effort is not noticed. I notice everything, and I appreciate each and every one of you, and I love you guys. I know you guys don't hear from that often, but I want to say it now. Shout out to Salah, baby girl. I miss you and I love you. And shout out to everybody who's listening. So this is the opportunity to shout out to those friends that you value and appreciate.
Well, if any of you all are listening, I think you know who you are when I say I really appreciate the fact that you tolerate my weird ass. You go along with my weird antics. You let me be who I am. You let me be weird. You let me be blunt. You take my opinions. You don't take them personally. You take them as opinions. And you also give me your opinions when you feel like I'm doing something stupid or spiraling out of control. So I do need you all, and I do need you to get me back on earth every time I start going somewhere.
Yes,
because I always get lost in my thoughts and I start going out of control from my head. So
you have them who just,
I had my friends to pull me back.
You.
Yeah, Earth calling, Minya. Hello, that spaceship it's not yours yet. So I really love my friends. I have a lot of close friends that do kind of keep me on track in life, and I really appreciate that. And a lot of their opinions, and they are all really smart people in different ways and creative. So they give me ideas and they keep me motivated. So
amen to that.
Yep.
Barry.
I'm gonna just say shout out to all of my friends that let the actions speak louder than the words.
Yes,
I appreciate and value you guys, and you know who you are. I ain't finna go down the list. You
guys know. Do not.
Even the ones that I don't even know that's loving on me, I appreciate you.
We appreciate it. So yeah, guys, there you have it. This was Chat with Miss D, and stay tuned for another episode. I'm not gonna tell you when. I just might surprise you guys like I did this time. It was a pleasure. Bye.
Them say Timaya not the rainy day. Some people say Timaya not the pop again. Some people say Timaya no fi sing again. Say my too much money make me not the sing again. See, know me, everybody
know how important.
Never, ever, will I ever die. Shout out to all my baby and my mama. Every time I come, say everybody's in my heart. God, I thank you for the blessings and the too much money.
I hear you.
When you do,
Guess what?
God, I thank you for the blessings and the too much money. And the things you do, Pella, pella, bam, 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 pella, bam, bam, pella, pella, bam, the Septimaya, not the case again. The Septimaya dressing just the bust your brain. Them give me pain, they won't see me shame. But in Jesus' name, we just elevate. Yeah, them a call me Papi Chulo. Mr. Pin at the place, all the girl don't love the chulo. Yeah, guys and the homie, they want cool. Step in at the town, all the guys, them a cool. God, I thank you for the blessings and the too much money, and the things that you do, man. God, I thank you for the blessings and the too much money, and the things that you do, man. You chop. So the guys and the girls, them go gaga. You chop. Everywhere I go, me I get my chop. Pella, pella, bam, 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 bam,